Why don't we remember tomorrow?
We remember what's happened.
Tomorrow will happen.
Yes.
So why don't we remember it? If I let go of this, it will fall to the ground. I know that before it happens, which is the part I find difficult to account for.
You're quite certain of it, are you? Not merely that it tends to, but that it will without exception.
Yes. I don't see any reason to doubt it.
Well then, old chap, you'd better let go, hadn't you? If only to confirm that your confidence isn't misplaced. There we are. Precisely as you anticipated.
Yes, but that doesn't answer it.
No, it rather deepens it, doesn't it? You knew the outcome before the event had taken place, which does begin to sound suspiciously like remembering something that hadn't yet occurred.
That's exactly it. It feels as though the result is already fixed somewhere, and I'm simply aware of it in advance.
Or, if I may offer a less mystical interpretation, you've seen it happen often enough that you're prepared to stake everything on it happening again.
But that still leaves the same difficulty. However many times I've seen it, I'm still claiming knowledge of something that hasn't yet happened.
Let's take your point seriously for a moment. We say it falls, and indeed it does, but we always observe it doing so. That may be more important than we've allowed for. Suppose we didn't observe it. Suppose we looked away entirely. Would it still behave in the same obliging manner?
You're suggesting it might require our attention in order to cooperate.
I'm suggesting nothing of the sort, only that we've never given it the opportunity to misbehave unobserved. Turn away, would you?
Well, it appears not to have taken advantage of the situation.
No, it carried on perfectly well without us.
Which suggests it isn't making any sort of decision about the matter.
No, it does seem rather committed to the one course of action.
Whereas we are not.
Are we quite sure of that?
We can choose what we do.
Very well. Then allow me to propose a simple test. If choice is truly at your disposal, you ought to be able to exercise it against expectation. Jump, and elect not to return to the ground. If falling is merely what happens, rather than what must happen, there should be nothing to prevent you declining it.
That is less encouraging than I'd hoped.
Quite. One begins to suspect that our range of options may be narrower than advertised.
Then what, exactly, is it that we're choosing?
It may be that we are choosing, but only within certain confines. One does not, after all, decide in a vacuum. There is always some inclination, however faint, that leads one in a particular direction.
Yes. Though that begins to sound rather like the rock, doesn't it? It doesn't fall at random. It falls in the only way available to it.
Quite. Which raises the uncomfortable possibility that what we call choosing is simply following the strongest inclination at any given moment.
And if that inclination is always present before the choice is made, then the outcome is, in a sense, already decided.
Much like your rock.
It only ever goes one way.
Yes.
Now that you mention it, so does everything else.
I don't believe I've ever seen anything do the reverse.
Nor have I. Things appear to proceed forward, for lack of a better term.
Yes, though forward is doing a great deal of work there. It simply means that events do not undo themselves once completed.
which would suggest that whatever governs the rock also governs everything else.
including us.
And yet we experience it rather differently.
In what sense?
The rock does not appear to have any awareness of its predicament. It falls, but there is no indication that it knows it is falling.
Whereas we are, at the very least, under the impression that we know what we are doing.
Yes, though I'm beginning to wonder whether that impression is doing more work than it ought to.
You mean to say that awareness might not confer any real advantage?
Only that it doesn't appear to alter the outcome. Knowing that I will land did not prevent me from doing so.
No. It merely allowed you to anticipate your disappointment.
Which brings us back to where we began. We do not remember tomorrow, and yet we seem to behave as though we have some knowledge of it.
Yes, though whether that knowledge belongs to us, or to whatever is carrying us along, remains unclear. Ah, lunch has arrived.